Hey guys, how are you?
Welcome
Good
back,
evening.
everybody.
Good evening.
Let me turn it always helps when you turn the volume down. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another show, Florida West Coast Fishing Report, with none other than the famous Mike Haynes from Crystal River
Yeah,
and little
yeah.
old me from Tampa Bay, Captain Sergio. Oh, God. Mike, it's the craziest weather. We're having beautiful weather, beautiful. And then Friday morning, bam, it's going to change all over again and get back to the way it was. It looks through at least next Tuesday, it's
Yeah.
going to get up to 20, 25 mile an hours.
hmm
Oh my God.
Yeah, Friday is not looking the greatest as
Oh,
far as
Saturday's
wind.
even looking worse.
Yeah, I've looked at Ventusky report, and once this front comes through Thursday, I mean, and it doesn't last long. I mean, the front is just moving through. And once it does, we're hitting 24, 25 mile an hour winds, no problem for a couple of days. So it's going to be a little bit to get back to some fishing, because I guarantee this is going to be a hard front, and these fish are going to take a while to get acclimate. Hey, Josh, how are you doing?
Welcome, Josh. Is Josh one of your friends?
No, no, I guess a new guy here.
New guy. Okay.
He might yeah, he's got live bait is one of our mutual friends.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, mine doesn't show up that way. So,
no.
no, mine just shows his name. I guess I'm not privileged like you.
Well, I throw it through my the Fishing Crystal River group here as well, so I get a few of those that pop up on there and do that. But I will say I posted a comment, but now I don't see it. If you do have a catch this past week that you'd like to share, please put it in the comments, a little story about it, and we'll put it up here on the show, talk about it a little bit, ask you a few
Yeah.
questions maybe. If
We
I'd
like to
like
see
to.
what everybody's doing.
Yeah, I'd like to see what's out there, what you're catching. Please do. We'd love to have that interaction.
And let me tell you that the grouper bite is still, I mean, it's getting hotter and hotter in Tampa Bay. We
Yeah,
were out
yeah,
last week filming, and man, we tore them up.
yeah. No, it's getting very, very good here. Got a lot of reports. I haven't been out there looking yet, but the some of my friends, they've posted some decent fish out there, and they're coming in. So grouper bite is definitely increasing, and it's what's expected, at least here in Crystal River. They come to those shallow areas to on those rocks out there, and it's just really fun if you can get out there and catch a few.
I tell you, we got some real nice reds, red in the bay, keeper reds,
Yeah.
which is great because you can keep them,
hmm
you know, and
Yeah.
a bunch of gags, big Key West grunts. Now,
Mm.
really, no mango snapper yet last
No.
week, and no sheephead yet. But of course, now uh, I last Wednesday when we went out, we didn't take any shrimp. I took strictly a pound of squid and a 5 pound box of Spanish sardine.
Oh, okay.
And because what we're finding, I wish I could have gotten some pinfish because I know there was some biggies down there.
Yeah.
You know, but that didn't quite happen.
Yeah. No, I really didn't get out on the salt this week. I actually went in the fresh this week. So um, it's in my report, but it's that season. I kind of like the season. Kind of started getting involved with it. A friend of mine, she's really into it, and she does a lot of her charters with crappie fishing, and I kind of got back into it. I used to do it when I was in Georgia. I lived in Georgia for a few years, and I loved it then. It's a little different down here,
Is it
but
crappie fishing, you mean?
crappie, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what kind of boat do you use for that? How big?
Just her we took out her, and you'll see some of the thing, but her we took out her Dargell, big
What's that?
boat. It's
Huh?
a cat type boat, flats cat type boat. It's a bigger boat, but yeah, you can take any boat you want, especially around here. There's absolutely nothing in our lakes that are
Hey,
relatively
how
close
about
here
if we
except
do a
for
show with
Brazil.
her? We haven't done a freshwater show. How about if we do one?
No, and that's what I was going to talk to you about as well. Maybe do that once they start getting up there. I mean, it was kind of hit or miss for us, but we're waiting for that colder weather to come in. But yeah, there's several lakes here. We get some good ones. We did it last year a little bit.
Let's do I'm looking for, we're looking to do different things.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to have a lot of good footage with our West End boats, and then on the other channel, we could do some freshwater. It would be
yeah,
great.
yeah. No, it's great. Yeah, what we need to do as well. I thought about it. I go down the Rainbow River quite a bit, and it's a beautiful river. It's everybody knows it around here. It's one of those places where you kind of just slowly take a tube down. That's the biggest thing everybody does: take a tube down the Rainbow River and float down it. But honestly, there's a lot of fish in there, and I catch a lot of fish out of Rainbow River. And to do some bass fishing on little rapalas on top water is just so much fun. It really is. And you catch several different species of sunfish, from red eyes to sunnies to bluegill. They even have, I think Blair Wiggins did a whole show on it. The American shad. They got the American shad in there as well.
Yeah, I think it would make for, in fact, a couple of good shows if we did some different type of fishing.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
have we
yeah.
cater
We
to
could
the
go down the
fishermen.
Yeah, we can go down the Withlacoochee, or we can go down the river, the lakes, either Hernando or
Well, we ought to do the lakes because we do a lot of river stuff.
mhm.
We ought to do the lake.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I
It's
think,
fun. It
and we can
really
go out
is.
with
They got some pretty good fishing here.
maybe we can go out with her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll let her
because
know, and
that's her thing, and then we can give her a good plug.
yeah, yeah. She's well known, Misty. She's good, and she does a lot of crappie fishing charters in the wintertime. That's just her niche, and she's kind of got me excited about it again, and it's quite fun.
Well, that's like I said, we're always looking for something different to do. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Hey Jim. Hey Donald. Hey Alondro.
everybody's hey Donald. I hope he's catching a lot of fish.
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching some of these crazy. You know, I watch other people's shows on YouTube too because you learn a lot. But
Mhm.
there's a couple of these. One guy's holding a can of Walmart corn, and he says, "Watch me catch all these fish on corn."
Yeah.
And he did. He
Yeah.
got some fish on it. I
Mhm.
don't know how long it took him to catch some fish on it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. No, there's different things. I mean, I've caught bass on hot dogs. So 5 pounder on a hot dog, in fact. So yeah, it's I enjoy freshwater. I do it every once in a while. Just kind of it's just out of the normal routine of constantly going into salt, but I'll do a lot of freshwater fishing. It's fun to me. It's a little different. It kind of breaks up the monotony of the salt every once in a while. And not only that, once you get done, you don't have to rinse anything off.
yeah.
It's a lot easier. You just put your stuff away and you're done.
That's one thing good about freshwater, especially like some of these places like Crystal River, when you get back to your launch pad, you already ran through all the freshwater. You don't have to flush your engine out.
Oh, I know, and that's one of the nice treats about that is if you do launch at the head, in Kings Bay there, when you're coming in, you're flushing your motor out, and I'll hit all my pumps and my live well pumps and stuff like that, and let them flush out with fresh water as well. And it's just one less step you have to worry about. It
So, and Jim says Hernando is awesome for crappie. I've never fished
is.
for crappie. I fished for bass with Doug Hannon. Well, God bless his soul. When he was alive, at
Mhm.
his lake, he had a spring-fed lake,
Oh yeah.
and he was such a smart guy that he was like an Einstein. I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, but you know, he never worked a day really since he got out of college. Did you know that he owned all the patents on all the props for all the trolling motors?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
every prop that was ever sold, he got a kickback on it. And then
Mhm.
he did the thing for ESPN that what they call him the brass professor. And he took me into his house and he had one room. He must have had over 5,000 in those days videotapes of bass. And because from a lot of it, he took in his own backyard in the spring lake. I mean, the
Mhm.
water was crystal clear, and all the things that he did to learn and about bass. And
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, but as smart as he was, I was doing ESPN radio in those days in St. Pete. He would do the radio show with me once a year, but he
Yeah.
said, Sergio, you got to come and pick me up and take me to the radio station because I'll get lost.
Oh, wow.
So I used to stop at his house, pick him up, take him to the radio show, then bring him back home after the show. But the
Nice.
guy was so smart.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think the eyes on the rods when they came, all the rods now have the smaller guides because they found out that if you put the smaller guides actually give you more distance. Well, he
Mhm.
knew that years ago. So he came out with the guides that had, remember, like a ring inside with a
Yep.
smaller guide,
Yep.
and he sold that. He had a patent and he sold it. That
Mhm.
was his. And he also sold something to Berkeley that we tested one time. I did a show with him for Bright House. He had this chemical that you put it in your bait well with your shiners, and you thought your shiners died. They all went to the bottom and just lay down. But as soon as you took them out and put them on a hook and threw them in, they come to life.
Oh, wow.
It like numbed them or did something, and you
Huh.
didn't have to worry about bad water. You didn't need to circulate it or aerate it or nothing.
Huh.
And he sold that to Berkeley. That,
Wow.
that he patented that. So the guy was real smart, let me tell
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and a real nice person. I could never say he was just so nice talking. I mean, he never looked down at you. As smart as he was and everything, he treated everybody like, "Hey, you're the man," you
Right.
know.
That's
So
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I've met a few professionals in my time, especially up there in Georgia doing the tournament trails and all that. And you get some nice ones, you get some not so nice ones.
I know. One
But
that was really nice. I got pictures with him back years ago. He was tied in with Mercury and Sea Ray and all that. Mark Sosom.
Mhm.
I did a couple of shows with him, and we did a couple of trade shows together where they brought us together to work the boat shows or something. That was years ago before he died.
Yeah.
Uh, but he was another nice guy. C.A. Richardson, another nice guy.
Mhm. Yeah, he's my neighbor here in the neighborhood.
Blair Wiggins, I like Blair, but Blair's a super nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
then
yeah,
there's a couple that I don't like. you
yeah.
know?
Now Blair came down here for one of my events, and then he's a good friend with one of my good friends here in Crystal River, and I've met him a few times. He's a really good guy. One of the other guys that I knew, I've lost touch with him over the years, obviously, but I was doing tournaments. David Walker on the Bass Elite. I
Mhm.
think he's still doing it now, but it was funny. I did a few tournaments with him, angler, pro co-angler type thing for a while, and um, I would say it was like 6 months after we did a few tournaments and everything else like that. I walked into the grocery store and I see him on the Wheaties box.
Oh,
He won Angler of the Year that year, and I was like, oh Lord! So
I
I
put
sent him
some
the
money in
Wheaties
his
boxes.
pocket. I
I sent him the
guarantee.
Wheaties boxes. I still have them. There's like 2 or 3 Wheaties boxes, different things, and I sent them to him, and he signed them for me and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's kind of wild. There's a lot of good people in the tournaments circuit,
Yeah,
and
a
it's
couple of
great
them.
to network with all of them.
I guess this year a couple of some of these, but I don't know if it was a professional bass or some of the other ones where they caught some people cheating. They
Mhm.
caught that those two guys putting 1 ounce
Oh yeah,
sinkers in their stomach. I
hmm
mean, come on, guys.
yeah. Yeah, they do that. In fact, my brother and I were fishing a tournament up there in Georgia, and happened to know these guys who were consistent with the local tournaments, along with some of the big tournaments that came in there, and they were consistently winning with weights line. And there's a lot of it. And I think nowadays there's a lot less of that going on as far as a professional, obviously, but still there's some locals who'll do it. I mean, they love that bragging rights and that money that goes along with it, and they'll do anything to keep it.
But Donald said, did we lose sound or is it me?
Everybody lost
Yeah,
sound.
no sound. What happened, Jota? No sound.
Yeah, I don't see it.
What happened? We lost the sound. Jota. Somebody tell us when we come back with some sound, will you? We don't want to just be talking here.
Right?
Come on, Jota. What's going on, brother? It's back. All right.
Okay,
Thank you,
good.
guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Now, we're getting ready. You know, I can feel it. All these places I'm catching all these grouper now and these Key West grunts. The bottom is so good that I know that as soon as that water temperature gets down around 65, 62, there's going to be some big sheephead.
Yes.
And let me tell you, Mike, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, for some reason, I love to catch sheephead in the winter with the light tackle rods in that deep water. Man, it's like catching a big grouper.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm actually kind of excited because I got a friend of ours who has developed a new type of rigging system is the best way to describe it, I guess, for sheep's head. And he wants us to give it a try before he markets it. So that's going to be interesting to see. And it looks pretty good. I mean, especially for around here, and I'm sure it would do work anywhere else. But it's especially designed for those rock type places. So I'm kind of excited to try it out this season. So I'm really interested in when the sheep's head start getting in because they're a fun fish. I mean, they're so very powerful. They're good to eat, and they'll keep you busy all day.
Well, I bought some of those because I'm trying to see how it works. Now I'm going to put some Pearl Cure on it, but I bought some of those artificial fiddlers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
Now there's these are like rubberized ones.
Oh, okay.
Like a soft bait.
Yeah.
And boy, the little technicals move and everything. So I'm going to give it a try. I'm not, first I figures, once you get the sheephead biting, then I put those on with some Procore and see if I can get them.
Right. Yeah, get them stirred up first and then see how it goes.
My only concern is 3 for $10. I don't want to lose 3 of them in a row.
Yeah.
Shrimp becomes a lot cheaper then.
It does. It does. Yeah. No, I've used a few crabs in the past, and there was one actually out of Australia, and it looked very, very good. And I forget what they call them, but it's like a sheep's head.
This one came from Australia.
Yeah, it's like a sheep's head they call it there, but I think they call it a brim, and it's a saltwater, but it looks like a sheep's head. They catch these on crankbait, cranking these crabs. So yeah, I was like, well, I wonder if that'll work. And I bought a few. I tried a couple every once in a while, but then I just gave up on it. Oh yeah, hogs.
Greg Lair says the hogfish and reds and gags were on fire 40 feet of water northwest of Clearwater.
There you go. Yeah, that's something that's popping up here too. I've seen a lot of reports of some hogfish being caught. In fact,
Greg, if you want to go do a show
on that,
if you want to go do a show, let me know.
Yeah,
we can try to fit you in on a Wednesday. We can move some stuff around.
There you go.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to get a hogfish or two.
Yeah,
they're so much fun to do. I love hogfish.
Well, somebody else told me today too. I was talking to another captain, and he said, "Man, the hogfish bite's been crazy offshore."
Yeah, it has. I haven't been out there to do it, but yeah, I've heard some good reports of hogfish. I mean, right now we've got just a lot of trout moving, a lot of redfish moving, and stuff like that inshore. But I'm anxious once this cold front comes through, kind of settles down a little bit. I'm going to be hitting offshore a little bit and trying to hit some of my reefs and see what's out there because I guarantee they're going to start going off here and should hopefully get some decent mangrove snapper. I got one place that I found some big slabs and about 8 foot of water. So I'm hoping they'll come back this time again.
All
We'll
right.
see.
All right. Yeah. And Greg Lair says he's waiting on me. Well, I will give you a call tomorrow because we'll do it. I mean, when the thing is, it's so funny. The weather's been so nice for about a week, and now it's getting ready to bust again.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why can't we just get some decent weather for a longer period of time?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I kind of like it if it's going to get a little cooler because it's just going to.
I like the cooler, but I don't want the 20, 25 mile an hour wind.
Oh, no, I get that. Yeah, I mean, this week was last week and this week is a little warm. I mean, I was trying to peel off as much clothes as possible, and it got warm out there trying to do a little freshwater crappie fishing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the cold weather. It's just the wind.
Yeah.
And this morning we had fog till about 9:30. You couldn't see anything. We were fogged in.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of fog this morning?
Not here. There definitely was fog on the water. A lot of posts, a lot of pictures of fog out there on the water, which is normal this time of year. But no, we didn't have too much fog here.
Well, I'm not close to the water. I can tell you, we had a lot of fog up in here. So
I think we have more problem with the fog in the springtime, when we got that cold water and that warm air. We have a little more issues with it then than we do when it gets cold. But there was a little foggy on the water, but still doable. It was about a mile visibility. That's about it. So wasn't too bad.
That's good. All right. Well, like I said, I'm getting excited. I want cold weather. I want those big sheephead to come in. You know? Then I figure if we're catching this many grouper in the bay right now, can you imagine when the weather gets cold?
No, I know.
It's really going to get super now because we're going out. You're coming out with us sometime next month.
Yeah, December 12th.
Yeah, something like that. You're going out, and maybe we'll get you out there to do some grouper digging in the bay. I mean, it feels kind of strange when you can look and see downtown St. Pete, Apollo Beach, and you're catching these big grouper. You say, what the heck is going on?
Yeah. Well, I guarantee, that place we stopped at and we were catching those small grouper. I guarantee when it gets colder, I'll be catching the big ones right there at that same spot where you can see you're right there. I mean, the mangroves are right there. So I guarantee they're going to be coming in that close too. And it's just an exciting time. And then I can actually just throw some plugs at them. That's fun.
Well, I'm at, we're fishing 44 feet of water.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of the ship's channel. In fact, if it wasn't for the trolling motor with anchor lock, I mean, I couldn't do it because a couple of times this last Wednesday, I mean, we had to crank her up because, these big boys are coming. And they're not going to move for you. That's for sure.
No, not at all. Well, you want to get someone?
So who do we have today? Because I missed out on. I
think we got Mike, we got Jim, we got Jessica.
Okay.
Because I think Tony was out.
Tony said, "I know he couldn't do it."
Yes, sir.
Let's get Michael Dawson then. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hi guys, Captain Michael Dawson, your Patriot Guide Service, out here catching bait right now for this afternoon trip. With this warm weather, calm weather this week, it has been absolutely amazing out here. A little bit of everything and anything going on. Big trout, big redfish, lots of snook. Kingfish bite offshore is the best I've ever seen it. If you have an opportunity to get out before this cold front, especially on this Thanksgiving week here, get out, get some bait, and have a good time. I'll start with offshore. 25 to 30 feet of water right now. There is a biomass of kingfish that is probably 2 miles long and a mile wide. It is triple, quads, doubles. The entire time you're out there, you're hooking a kingfish with every bait hits the water. Long shank J hook on 60-pound fluorocarbon's been a go-to rig for them. Any piece of wire, the water's so clean, they're not hitting as much. Bottom bite's a little slow, not too many snapper going on, a couple small grouper, but the kingfish bite is absolutely phenomenal. Moving inshore, Trout have started to gain anywhere in their winter and springtime positions already. Dump banks down St. Joseph Sound, mouth of the Anklet River, going up into the Anklet River a little bit. There's big trout everywhere. A big white bait is the key right now. White baits anywhere from Power Plant, Three Rooker, Honeymoon. I'm out here kind of in the middle of nowhere right now. There's been some bait on this middle of the deep water and 10 feet of water I've been marking. So just kind of watch your sounder, look for birds diving, and you should be able to find it. Redfish have been all around Anklet Island. Cut pinfish or a whitebait with his tail cut off, thrown on the edge of these mangroves on high tide, has been doing pretty well. A lot of those 24 to 25 inch fish, so a good mid-slot fish. Captain Michael Dawson, Patriotic Guide Service.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
It's nice to hear about kingfish, you know?
Yeah, he's got some nice fish there, but you see that fog behind him. That's what I was talking about. It's kind of a little foggy there.
But you know, and I remember many a time, especially in January, we used to do a lot of snapper fishing out of Fort DeSoto. I'm talking years ago. And man, it would be so foggy. We were just running in the dark.
Yeah.
And in those days, you know, we didn't have no GPS. We had the old Oran C, and it wasn't that good, especially in the fog. And one time, it was like four of us, four boats were all running out. We tried to, all you could hear each other talking, but we couldn't see each other. So if the voice got too loud, that means we were getting too close. And everybody kept saying, man, look at that bright moon. Look at that bright moon. And we were out maybe 7-8 miles out of Fort DeSoto, almost at the Whistler. And what it was a big old Texaco ship that was anchored in the Anchorage area. And they had the lights up on the top with the big Texaco star. But because of the fog, you couldn't see the star. It was reflecting all the white, and it just looked like a big moon.
Oh, wow.
And finally somebody says, you know, that moon's getting closer. Something wrong here. So we slowed down, and think we did, because we could have hit that ship. It was anchored.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, usually that's what they do in that fog. They'll just sit still for a while.
Yeah.
You can't just stop those guys on a dime.
When you're out, you know, that's where they anchor, just outside the Whistler, because it's not that deep, and they can get that anchor down, and they wait, especially with the fog. The pilots aren't going to bring them in.
No.
It's too much of a chance, you know.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Now, what's the bait situation? Pinfish gone? Are they back? Tell me.
They're still hanging around. I mean, the water temperature definitely warmed up a little bit, probably around the 70s area, upper 60s, lower 70s, just depending on where the tide is, moving in, moving out type thing. That's where the fluctuation is, because tide goes in, it warms up just a little bit. But no, still got some pinfish out there right now. Like I said, probably middle of next month or so is when most of the pinfish are going to pretty much disappear off the flats. Yeah, we still got a few traps out there. And still getting a few pinfish. So they're still there.
In your area, when do they start coming back in, Mike?
Usually not till about April or so.
Okay.
You know, late March, April, you'll start getting a little bit here and there, but not until that water
temperature, right?
Yeah, it's a water temperature thing. 74 degrees is pretty much the mark, and then everything will start moving in. It's got to stay 74 consistently for about a week or so before they really start moving in. But that 74 mark is usually when things start moving around here in the springtime.
Okay.
Because with this cold front, I guarantee we're going to drop another 10 degrees. It'll probably be in lower 60s.
Is that what they said? I mean, I haven't
seen
it.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting the 20s one of those evenings. So it's going to get.
Are? Up there? Yes, I haven't looked at the weather. I'll be honest with you. I've been doing so much stuff that I haven't had a chance to look at the weather. And today I was shocked because I remembered about Saturday. You know, the guy said, "We still going?" I said, "Yeah." Then I looked at the weather and I called him back. I said, "Man, we don't want to take your kids out on Saturday. Look at this." But it's going to drop down, huh? Water.
No, actually, no. Now it's changed. This morning it was different. Now they've actually changed it.
What do they say now?
So now it's 39. It's not as cold.
39.
So
what
39
morning?
degrees. We'll hit two mornings about 39 to 40 degree.
What mornings is that? Friday, Saturday?
Thursday and Friday.
All
is
right.
going to be the lows. Our highs are only going to be in the 60s, but then, the next few days, then it's going to warm up back to 80 degrees again. So it's going to be a quick one. Looks like Wednesday, Thursday, we got 10 to 20% chance, and then Monday may rain a little bit, 25% chance. But yeah, I think it's going to be overcast a lot next week too. They're talking about 20% every day or something like that. So, but again, I looked at it this morning, looking at the out, the forecast for the whole week, trying to plan my week, and they were talking really cold, but apparently they've changed it now. Just
Well,
looking at
39
this,
is still pretty chilly now.
it's cold.
39.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. It'll still drop at about 10 degrees because we got really negative tides again. So with negative tides, north wind blowing, I guarantee the temperature is going to drop about 10 degrees
See,
out
that
there.
was my problem for Saturday's charter because I'm looking. I said, okay, but you can't even get close to Wheaton Island or any of those areas because we got a negative tide like around 9:30.
Mhm.
So what are you going to do? The wind's blowing. You can't be in the open, and you can't get into the canals or anything. There's not going to be any water in there,
Yeah.
and especially if the water temperature drops, that's even going to make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, and those days, if I got a charter to go out on Friday, Saturday, whatever else like that, you just stick in the river. It's the deepest place we've got around here. There's going to be water that you can fish. You're going to go through a lot of little fish, but every once in a while you're going to find some decent ones to keep. But those are tough days. They're just grinding it out, doing what you can. Bring at least 500 shrimp because you're going to go through a ton of
That's kind of scary. Huh? Just bring about 500 shrimp.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've done it a couple of times where I got two people and I said, "Well, give me 200 shrimp." 4 hours in, we're out of shrimp. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
so yeah, you've got to. We went back and went over to the bait shop, grabbed a few more, went back because we do have one that's bait shop that's down the lower river area, and yeah, you just have to grab some more and go back out again. But it does happen because there's so many little mangrove snapper in the river. I mean, it's the nursery for mangrove snapper around here. There's so many in there that you're catching these small mangrove snapper all day, and you have to kind of weed through all that to get to some of the trout that are there, or black drum or redfish. And you'll go through some shrimp. Not only that, some hooks too.
Yeah. Well, in the winter months, I really, if I'm fishing inshore, I'm trying to fish my saltwater assassins all the time because the trout action is good. There's some other fish you can catch, and plus it keeps people busy. I
Yeah.
mean, you get into a school of trout, and you can, man, not you keep them busy and you wear them out
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
casting, and
Yeah. Well, and again, we'll do a lot of times I'll do the shrimp just as a kind of just trying to find fish and see what's there. Once we start catching a few trout that are decent enough, then we start throwing the jigs out there, doing the soft plastics because number one, you can kind of keep it off the bottom, keep it from snagging, and you can consistently reuse that bait and just keep catching more and more fish. So yeah, it's kind of the reverse. I mean, if I'm out there looking for trout at this time of year, I'm actually throwing plastics first to try to find them. And if I find a good school of them, I may switch to shrimp just to make sure we get some, we'll kind of lock it down and catch a few more. The river, it's just the opposite. I'll use shrimp to find them and then use plastics to catch the rest. So it's kind of back and forth, but it works.
And the other thing now is that I'm not even worried about greenbacks anymore because the kind of grouper fishing I'm doing, you just take a 5-pound box of Spanish sardines, and I bought a case of 1-pound boxes of squid. So I've taken a box of squid, 1 pound, and I'll take a 5-pound box of, and then hopefully, once in a while you get some small little grunts, and man, but I tell you what, one of the things that happened the other day, we caught a couple of squirrel fish. And
Oh,
man,
beautiful.
let me tell you, I cut the head and left about an inch of meat behind it. And both of those heads nailed some big grouper.
Mhm.
They love squirrel fish.
Oh, love squirrelfish. Squirrelfish, yeah. If you're out there looking for grouper and you're catching some smaller grunts or whatever else, and you catch a squirrelfish or two, put them in the live well because you're going to throw it back down there and you're going to get nailed. It's one of the things I love to use for a grouper is the squirrelfish. They just love those things.
Well, what I was doing, I was cutting them about an inch and a half behind the head,
Mhm.
and just using the head with that meat. And man,
Yeah.
when it got down there, I was getting whacked. The two I put down, we got whacked by some big grouper.
Yeah,
So that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
they're
All
good.
right, let's. You want to get Jim Pace in?
Yeah, go for Jim.
Hey guys, this is Jim with your Pasco County Fishing Report. Actually up here in Georgia right now. Just got up here. I'll be up here all week, so I won't really be out fishing this much at all. We're going to try and go trout fishing while we're up here. That should be fun. As far as last week, got out a few times. It was still warm out. Water is crystal clear. It's really, really nice. It's really getting clear. And the fish seem to be spooking a little more when I'm coming up to them on the flats. So you got to come in and move very slow and try and drift your way into position. Kind of stay away and then let the boat, how you approach them, let the boat kind of drift into them before you get there, if there's a spot. The key this week, I didn't go for whitebait at all. We just went with pinfish, caught a few ladyfish and shrimp. It was interesting was in the morning, the shrimp were actually the key on the incoming tide. It was the shrimp that were the key on the incoming tide. Got onto a creek system that had a couple deep holes. Smaller snook were sitting in those. Nothing too large. 18-inch was probably the biggest one that was sitting in there. After that, I moved out and went towards some mangrove lines and worked the mangrove lines and kind of just drove around to look a little bit, trolling motored around, and started spotting them out from the mangroves. They were probably a good 20-30 feet out from the mangroves, just sitting kind of soaking up the sun, anywhere around about 11 o'clock. And then around 12 to 1 o'clock, it seemed like once the tide started outgoing, the bite just turned on. It was amazing. We got on.
I lost it.
Lost it.
I lost the sound.
Yep, lost the sound. Can everybody hear us? Give us a nod. Now, give us a nod if you can hear us.
Yep. Is anybody hearing us? We
Just
need to
want to
know.
make sure.
I just heard a click,
Yeah, I did too.
and that was it.
You hearing us out there? Let me put a message.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Yes,
Just
can
want
hear.
to make sure.
All right, hold
You
on.
got a yes. Okay,
can we
good.
can we try
Thanks,
putting
Josh.
Jim Pace on again?
Well, we could try. You want to try him again there, Hota? Oh, the video
Oh.
cut. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well,
That'll be fine. So, Jim, you going doing some fly fishing up there in Georgia?
Ken Burke says yeah. All right, Ken. Everybody says yeah. They can
Yeah,
hear
we
us.
can hear us.
Is he hunting up there? A lot of the captains go hunting this time of the year.
Yeah. I missed my opportunity. I was supposed to be up in Minnesota a couple of weeks ago doing some duck hunting and some deer hunting, and just couldn't make it up there, unfortunately. And sure enough, a cousin of mine, I got a nice buck out of my stand. Just, just
What do you
killed
mean
me.
he got a buck out of your stand? That's your buck.
Yeah. We got 2 or 3 stands out there. We kind of have where we normally do, and sure enough, my cousin, he sent me a picture saying, you missed it. Dean they got a nice buck out of your stand. And I'm like, oh man, just sucked. Which was good for them because the ducks, unfortunately, there was no freeze north, so the ducks didn't come in. So that all they did is deer hunt, which I really love duck hunting. So I didn't miss too much, and I have to go try it next year though.
let's see, it works. Now down here, I'm thinking, let's see. Yeah. The last couple of years, we did a couple of shows in December out of Tarpon Springs,
Hmm.
and we did fantastic with big, big trout.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we have the same results this coming year. I know we did
Cool.
one with Larry Fritz.
Oh, Larry.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, and we did really good. We did a couple with Michael Dawson, and we did really good.
Well, in the wintertime, we probably need to go out with Jessica on the Chaz.
Yeah,
Too.
but she says her boat is too little.
Oh, I see. So you want to take yours?
Oh, no, hey, my beaver tail's gone.
No.
Yeah,
Well, we can bring the big boat. Just hit the trolling motor.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And in fact, for all you guys that are listening in, as you know, I'm going to be moving in January to a little smaller place because of my wife's health. I got to do some things to sparkle. This house is getting too big for her, and where we live, we got an acre. Everything is beautiful, but your neighbors are so far away, and they're all younger. So we're going to move to, hate to say it, but a 55 and older community. But I got a lake in the backyard full of bass that I can walk out my backyard and catch bass and everything else. But in having to move, I'm having to downsize, of course. So if anybody's looking for bait casting rods, I got brand new Okumas at half price. Fluorocarbon leader. I can't use what I got because Lee Fisher, of course, came on board as a big sponsor. And I got brand X fluorocarbon leader, 25-yard spools for $4.
There you go. Yeah.
So anybody looking for fluorocarbon, looking for some real good bait casting rods and that kind of stuff, man, I got tons of it. I need to get rid of it. I don't move till January 15th, but I don't want it.
Yeah,
need to get rid of it.
and you still have some of those jig heads as well, don't you?
Oh man, I got boxes of
And
them.
yeah, I've
'Cause
got
I'm
some
not
jig
allowed to
heads
use
here as
them.
well. So if anybody's looking for a few jig heads, give you a good deal on them. They're decent jig heads. Yeah, we've got some inventory. We need to kind of move. So Sergio's got the line and rods and jig heads. I've got some jig heads up here in Crystal River as well. So
That's right.
if you're looking for some, just give me a holler.
And like I said, I got these beautiful. I mean, beautiful. And then if anybody's really into Goliath fishing and shark fishing, I got two brand new big heavy duty rods, Okumas and stuff with pin 6/0 on them. The rods
go.
are brand new, and the reels, you can't tell they've ever been used because one time. And $125 because I got to get rid of them. I am not taking them with me. I ain't taking those things are heavy and big. And
Yeah.
I'm not into shark fishing and I'm not into Goliath grouper fishing. I don't want to get killed. But anyway, Ken Burke said he got a nice buck up in Georgia. See?
Oh, nice.
Everybody's taking advantage of you, Mike. They know that you're down here and they're down there.
I know, right? Yeah.
It's funny. It's one of those things. When I was a little kid, I had people in the family that were hunters, and I could not. There's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't have the heart to shoot a deer,
Yeah.
especially after watching as a little kid, Bambi.
Yeah. Well, and again, I've pretty much fished all my life. I hunted when I was a younger kid. Now and kind of got back into hunting just a few years back again, and it took me a minute to do it, but there is no waste in anything that we do, so I don't feel as bad, and it fills my freezer. And we do sausages and all these different types of things, jerky and everything else with it. And being that my cousin's a massive hunter, he's an international hunter and all that kind of stuff as well. Nothing goes to waste at all. And I don't feel so bad. As long as it doesn't go to waste, I'm okay with it. But yeah, and we got to do some hog hunting here. It's time for hog hunting down here as well. So probably in the next month, I may do a couple hog hunts as well.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like over here, Cacciatore Brothers, everybody would take their venison to them, and they would make the
Mhm.
sausage and all of that.
Yeah.
And apparently, they did a real good job. I mean, as far
Mhm.
as everything goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But
But
all right, let's
get
get
Jessica.
Jessica. Let's get Jessica on there.
Hey guys, it's Captain Jessica with the Old Hookem Charters out of Chaska, Florida. So this week we were able to do things a little bit different. Our friend asked if we wanted to go offshore, and we said heck yes. We were trying to get some snapper, but they weren't cooperating. We were using shrimp and some thread fins. Every spot had grouper. The biggest grouper was 37 inches. I was able to catch 2 keeper hogfish, so we'll be cooking those tonight. We were able to go inshore yesterday. We caught the incoming tide, high tide I believe was 5:30 in Chaz. We stopped at a few holes, and then once tide came up, we started to go in the back country a little bit more. We did have shrimp and mud minnows yesterday, and we caught some ladyfish, so we used that as well. From the first cast to the last cast, we caught fish. Probably 20 redfish, a couple of trout, a keeper snook. In 5 hours, we brought our friend out. Biggest redfish yesterday was 31. So that was a nice little fight. We thought it was a shark because the fight was that strong. I had to chase him down. So fishing's been really good. It's probably going to change up because I believe we have a cold front coming in at the end of this week. So we'll just have to see what the pattern does next week. If you want to book a charter and experience beautiful backcountry Chaz, my phone number is 352-464-7309. Tight lines.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. That's some decent grouper right there. That's fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, when you start catching them like we did in shallow water up there in Crystal River. And,
Mhm.
I mean, I tell you what, I love your area.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it is it's not like down here. Down here, oh my God, there's so many people. It's like ants on an anthill because, where you're at, you got this long river and you got all those out islands. Over here, the mentality, everybody is Wheat Island.
Yeah.
Wheat Island. And everybody lunches at Gandy, and it looks like a flotilla going towards Wheat Island on Saturday morning.
Mhm.
And they're going to crucify those fish.
Yeah.
And then what's happening on top of that, Mike, I don't know how many tournaments you have up there, but I can tell you that next year already, from mid-March through the first week of June, there's going to be a tournament every Friday around the Gandy area, some on Thursday, and even a couple on Saturday because, there's only a couple of places that can host these tournaments. So they've
Yeah.
been booked on Friday. So now they're going to a Thursday. They're starting to go to a Monday. And I mean, the fish, when you think about 40, 50, 60 captains fishing one area, because let's say out of 50 boats, 75% are going to go to that area because
Mhm.
it's close.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get some that are going to go downtown Tampa. They're going to go to Apollo. They're going to run that and do all of that. But the majority are going to stay around there. And it's not just one Friday every 3 or 4 weeks. It's every Friday, some Saturdays, some Thursdays. I mean, those fish are getting crucified. Even though
Mhm.
you're releasing them, I mean, you're putting them through hell.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a good number of tournaments here. Thankfully, they're kind of spread out. They're spread out enough, but there's a couple months where we'll have 2 or 3 in there, but one may be down in Homosassa, one may be up in Cedar Key or Yankeetown, and then one may be here in Crystal River. So we do have a lot of tournaments, but they're definitely spread out. But same thing, a lot of people will hit those mangroves to the south of us here, so they do get hit a lot. And there are times, especially in the spring, where, especially on a weekend, I try not to do my charters on those days just because, you get down there and everywhere you turn, there's a boat on just about every island, on sometimes on both sides of the island at the same time. So it can be a little daunting at times because we do have a lot of shoreline, a lot of area to fish, but people keep fishing the same places over and over and over again, and makes it difficult at times.
Yeah, I mean, I see this down here. On a particular day, you can see the same boat, especially on
Mhm.
weekends. I don't do weekends, but when I used to do weekends, you could see the same guy Saturday after Saturday after Saturday sitting in the
Mhm.
same spot. I mean, he was going to fish that spot out no matter what.
Yeah, been catching a few fish with hooks in them already. Jim says, and yeah, that we had a report of somebody caught a fish this week, and the hook was coming out of the fish, went through its digestive system, coming out of the fish, and he caught it, and he kept it because the hook was basically embedded in the side of the fish. He took it home to eat it, but yeah, it happens quite a bit where I've caught fish and there's another hook in it already.
Now, we
So,
caught a grouper with a hook in it, and it
mhm,
wasn't ours.
mhm.
you know, it had a jig head on it, and it wasn't one
Yeah,
of our jig heads.
yeah.
So I know
Well,
that.
I've done that and cut a grouper off, threw another pinfish in there, caught the same grouper with my line still in it. I've done
A
it.
crazy one. All right, let's get Mike Haynes' report.
Yeah.
Let's get yours.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Captain Mike Haynes, Fish Bones Charters out of Crystal River, Florida. Well, this week I didn't go saltwater. I went a little freshwater. Reason being is it's crappie season, and it was pretty productive. Water temperature is still in the upper 60s, so it's not quite there just yet for them to get real concentrated, but we were able to find quite a few of them, along with some bass as well. And one of the things that I noticed is that most of the crappie, they're trying to find the harder bottom. Up here, we've got a lot of soft bottom lakes, a lot of mud bottom. So a lot of these fish are trying to find that little harder bottom to connect to. And especially with these cold fronts coming around and everything like that, they want that little harder bottom instead of that soft bottom. But what we do find is when you find those lily pads, kind of those isolated lily pads with a little deeper water around them, that is where you want to concentrate and try to see if you could find some crappie. We found them in just a couple of places. Like I said, it wasn't on fire or anything else like that, but we just wanted to see what their transition, where they are in the transition period, because as it gets colder, it's just going to get better. So if you find those fish a little earlier, then that means it's probably going to be a good place to locate those, especially when it's really, really cold outside. Just simple little setups, some crappie rods fixed with about 6-pound test, and slip bobber. And we had different lengths of depth that we were using. We were fishing in anywhere between 8 to 10 foot of water around some lily pads, and just dropping those, just kind of with a little slip bobber, you can kind of adjust it to whatever depth you want. And we were using minnows. We didn't use any real plastics or anything just yet. Like I said, we were just kind of scouting to see where they're at for when it does get cold, which I think we're supposed to get another cold front this week coming in. But it was beautiful out there, just glass. Out here as well, it's just been beautiful, beautiful this week. Very little wind, a lot of sun. But I can tell you for the saltwater, trout has definitely picked up. The bite is just everywhere, basically. Seems to be better on the incoming tide than the outgoing right now. That will change as we get a little cooler temperatures. But the fish are out there hitting on some plastics, either that jig with a plastic, little do nothing. Seem to be the silver or the brown color seem to be doing better. Or just a jig with a shrimp on it popping around the bottom. That seems to be the trick. But they're not pushed way back. They're kind of mid-islands. It's the best way to describe it. They're not all the way back toward the creeks or anything else like that. They're not in the real deep areas. They're in that transition period for the next cold front that comes through. Then they will definitely push into the river, closer to deeper water. Most of the ones we're finding are about 6 to 8 foot of water in some of those creeks and some of those areas in the flats where you got just a little bit of depth going on. But that has definitely picked up, definitely on fire. Grouper are on fire apparently as well. I haven't gone out to get one, obviously, because I've been doing freshwater, but I've got a lot of reports of grouper hitting quite a bit in the shallows on the rocks. There was even one report of a buddy of mine reeling up a trout and a big old grouper tried to eat it. It was pretty cool. But redfish, they're around, just south side mangroves, pitching some shrimp or, you know, cut bait, whatever you got. They're still around. They're still very active, and they're kind of schooling up as well. I think the next cold front that we get through that's major is what everything's going to kind of change to a completely wintertime pattern. The fish are going to be in the deeper waters, and you just kind of have to pick your day after the front. But everything is good. Like I said, just the weather's been beautiful, and hopefully it stays that way for a while. I think we're supposed to get a front coming in on Thursday, a little bit of rain, but I don't think, I mean, it's going to be windy probably Friday, Saturday. So unfortunately, Black Friday is probably going to be out for fishing. It's going to be pretty blustery. So at least that's what I got the reports now. That's still almost a week away. Who knows? It may change. But if you want to do some crappie fishing, just give me a call. We're looking for them, and we had a good year last year. We'll probably have another good year this year as well. It's really fun. It's a different way to fish, and it's very peaceful out there. It's a little chilly, but catching those big slab crappie are real fun, along with catching a few bass and pickerel along the way. It's just a fun way to do it. It's a little different, but if you want to, give me a holler. We'll take you out. Captain Mike Haynes, Fishbones Charters out of Crystal River, Florida. We'll see you next week, and happy Thanksgiving.
Now, Mike, remember,
Yes,
I'm not in. I don't know a lot about freshwater. Those minnows, do you buy them like you do shrimp? Or
Yeah. You buy minnows, and there's a place where we get them. As a place in Inverness, used to be called Tackle 44 Tackle. They've just changed to Copper. Oh, I had the name, and now they just changed ownership. And I saw a video of their new store, and it's amazing. But we get them from there, and there's a few other little tackle shops that do have them.
How expensive are they compared to
They're not
shrimp?
bad. You know, we usually do by the pound or so. They say quarter pound, half pound, something like that.
By the pound?
Yeah, they do them by
They're
the
alive
pound.
or dead?
Huh? They're
Are
alive.
they-
They're alive.
How can you weigh them by the pound?
I
You
don't
take
know.
them out of the water
Just-
to weigh them?
Hey, you know, we don't sell shrimp by the dozen here either. We sell them by 50s or 100. So there you go. Just the way you do it up here.
But what do? They get it's in a bag.
You can put them in a
no,
bag.
really,
or you-
I mean it.
Yeah, and I think it's basically the net full. You know, they scoop them on this little net, and I believe they weigh the net that direction. So it just kind of gives you. But let's see, about a quarter pound of them was maybe 60 or 70 minnows, somewhere in there. So you know, they're very small. They're
And how
not that
expensive
big.
are they? A quarter
they're
pound.
running about close to what shrimp is, about $10 or so for that.
For-
So
for
yeah,
a quarter pound.
yeah. So you
Okay.
know, it's not bad, especially for however many you do, and especially when you put a minnow on there and you're catching the fish every one you throw in. So it's not bad. And not only that, the ones you don't use, just put a bubbler on them. They'll last you a couple of days. You go back out there again. So it's kind of worth it. I will check on that price because I know the price has changed. I didn't pick them up this time, but yeah, they're not too bad, honestly,
Okay.
as far as price wise.
Well, we're out of time, but guys, please have a good Thanksgiving and a safe one. And don't argue with anybody in the family. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You always have, why is it? You always have one on the table that's got to be the smart one, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the best thing to do is just agree with them and say, good Lord, let's enjoy our dinner.
exactly. Yep.
So God bless everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. And Mike, let's talk to that to Misty about
Yeah,
doing
we'll
a show
talk to
with
her.
her. All
Sure.
right.
Yeah,
got
we
it.
can do that. Not a
Thank you,
problem.
everybody. Take
All right,
care.
thanks, y'all. Y'all have a good happy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.